Welcome back to Retail Therapy, episode 101. My name's Will Barrett. How's it going?
What's up, y'all? It's going all right, you know? Enjoying the end of the week here. Not much else, man. Just, you know?
Kind of in the dog days of January right now.
JK living, baby. Like Matthew McConaughey says.
He's not still doing that, is he? Do you ever own a JK Living shirt?
No, I didn't.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I was at a vintage place the other day, and they pretty much had McConaughey's exact jacket that he wears on the sidelines.
Ooh, the kind of brown orange leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I could get this, but that jacket is gross as hell. Like I don't know if I want this in my closet.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's like his lucky jacket, but like it seems like the luck's worn off.
Yeah, it can only be so lucky. You gotta have yourself holding a national championship trophy with that jacket on to be good luck.
Yeah. Well, we're cruising through this weather, man. It's been a nice little spell here. Just continue to dial it in and like, you know, put that shit on, get fits off. Nice and sunny today. Not getting above 64. This is just how we like it, man. This is retail therapy, therapizing right here.
Can I say something that I'll regret saying in August? Kind of tired of putting that shit on.
Oh no!
Yes.
No,
Will, join me.
It's not because I'm not enjoying wearing it. Like I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable. But like there's too many combinations to layer right now, and I'm sick of waking up every morning and staring at that mountain in front of me, just being like, what?
And
what
having
route
to make the decision?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 I feel like I'm getting lazy with my choices.
Not me, man. It honestly, if I'm being honest, it really pisses me off when people like the two of you start claiming that you're ready for the cold to end. We've had like 9 days of cold.
No.
You want summer back?
I need to
summer back?
Stop this right now because I did not start this. I am always on the train of I do not want the cold to ever arrive.
Yeah, Randy's a lizard.
You can be mad at Will, not me.
That's yeah. I mean, you live in the right place, Randy.
That's why I moved here.
Hell on earth. Come August and September.
I love it.
I mean, it's gonna be cold next week. Like we're gonna have to actually wear winter stuff.
Dude, how about a little snow day, man? You're not jazzed for a snow day?
Wash Media doesn't recognize snow days. We'll definitely be in.
No, you guys don't have you don't have snow chains. You don't have the snow tires on the whips.
Man, I didn't really think about that. Like
we've stayed home because it's icy for the roads before. So
this is just a behind the scenes. I hate recording from home. Like I just don't like recording into a screen with other people on a screen.
Right.
It's not a deal breaker for me, but I just don't like doing it. And so when it's like a snow day, my brain if I'm at home on a quote unquote snow day, my brain goes into snow day mode where I don't want to do anything.
Well, why don't you just get like out? You just get out a sled. You can just sled down here.
I could.
Yeah,
I could.
You know, you're up on a hill. I think it's all downhill to here.
What is it? I can swerve the corners. Whoa.
Yeah, you could swerve bend that corner. Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why is this so popular?
Why is that song so popular?
Yeah. Is it just because it's a ball?
So I don't really know why it caught fire.
Okay.
Like it seems like the pro athletes just really took to it, and that gave it a boost.
Okay.
But I will say that it sounds like a song from 2003.
Is that a compliment or a criticism?
For me, it's more of a compliment. Like I think it's capturing a nostalgia for like a Manny Fresh type beat, and like people are just like gravitating towards it because I've seen it like put behind like and one street ball highlight reels, that type of thing. Like it's giving people that.
Damn, you're deep in the algo.
That early mid 2000s, vibe check like that.
This year I decided that I was going to try to listen to more diverse music.
Are you familiar with Doechii?
No.
Okay. She is a rapper that like and kind of R&B artist that I just keep seeing people talk about.
Okay.
She's your favorite artist. She did like this Tiny Desk concert for NPR that had a ton of acclaim. And I finally put on the album this morning, and it's really, really good. I listened to the whole thing straight through. And again, it sort of sounds like Tyler the Creator, but it also sounds like 90s and early 2000s kind of hip hop that doesn't really exist anymore. It sounds like old Missy and Lauryn Hill and like Erykah Badu and like that's you know what I mean? But with like it just sounds like hip hop that isn't being made right now. And I feel like people are so I'm just I'm just using that to throw it out and say, like, I feel like people have a kind of a nostalgia and a desire for that late 90s, early 2000s hip hop sound right now.
I think it's just, yeah. I mean, this isn't hip hop, obviously, but I think part of the reason I took to Brat so much was because it sounded like something from that time period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just am really liking it.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying that I've been trying to listen to music that is not by Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm,
So I've been trying to listen to like,
as you wear your
as
Grateful Dead
sweater.
knit today.
I got that shit on. But I've been listening to like classic albums straight through.
Yeah.
That I've never listened to straight through before to try to gain more of an appreciation and stuff. But I've found myself just listening to music from essentially 2005 to 2007, all January right now. And I don't hate it. It's putting me back into a really good place. I did something the other day that was kind of a mistake. This has to do with music, but also not.
What's that?
Ordered some soap. Run low on hand soap.
Mm-hmm,
And I thought to myself, okay, should I go like Dial? Or should I go like bougie hand soap?
Yeah.
So I took to Amazon.com and I decided to hit the middle ground. And I saw this bottle that looked kind of nice. Looked like it looked good on my kitchen counter. Ordered it, got it in the mail. And I got the notification from Amazon that the soap had been delivered. And apparently I didn't read the entire title of it.
Yeah.
I bought John Legend's hand soap.
Okay. All right.
It smells really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to get any Pizzagate comments or anything, but like, I mean, I didn't mean to buy John Legend's hand soap, but now that I'm using it, like, I kind of get it.
Okay.
He's got to have those clean hands for that piano.
Right.
You kind of got to trust him.
That's how you know it's good.
But it made me just feel like I don't like living in a world where like I'm just accidentally buying celebrity soaps and spa products.
That's interesting, man. He's clearly got that team working overtime, making sure that those products are populating on Amazon.
Oh yeah, they're paying for that promotion too. Yeah. I got.
It's funny. We were actually talking about we were having a conversation about hand soap and at the Howler office the other day, and I was just and like people were talking about like what's the one that's very kind of like Westlake very suburban. Is it Myers?
Yeah.
Myers.
Yep.
That's like, that's on some upper middle class shit. If you just got like Myers in all the bathrooms,
for sure.
I had an idea of like it's like a tweet in my drafts that was used to put McCormick's vodka in Grey Goose bottles. Now you're putting Dial soap in Myers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't want to expose anybody directly, but there's a certain restaurant group in town who I'm almost positive they're replacing the soap with lower end stuff.
Okay.
Before going to one of the restaurants, I had used some of the soap at my house.
Okay.
I got it for Sally for Christmas like a year ago.
Yeah.
And then I went there and I put some in my hand while I was there, and I was like, no, this doesn't smell anything like the one that we have. And it was the same scent, everything.
Look, if you're a restaurant and you're not just filling up your mail-in and get soap bottles with Hill Country Fare, whatever, or Dial or whatever you're getting from Cisco.
Yeah.
That's what you do, man. You pay one time up front for the nice looking bottle. You set the tone. And then that's that. You never have to buy it again.
Yeah, you just get the 1 gallon of soft soap and put it in the Grown Alchemist bottle and call it a day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But
you get a tub from Uline.
This is this is one where, man, it might be like the lowest end thing in our entire house is just that like I'm buying this only Texans will know this, but like the HEB house brand of stuff is called Hill Country Fare.
Okay.
And it is dirt cheap across the board. And like that's the soap refills that I'm on. That's what I'm buying. And here's the difference. Here's one of the interesting things. The soft soap big refills that it's like the dupe for, those are apparent. They have parabens. The Hill Country Fare, paraben free.
I'd be hating my parabens.
And we don't like,
just why
trying to stay off those parabens in 2025.
Maybe as someone who doesn't know a lot about parabens, why should I avoid parabens?
Yeah. I know a lot, but for the folks at home that don't know about parabens,
I can tell a lot of people are sitting at their desks or driving in their car right now being like, man, what's up with those parabens?
The thing about parabens is that they're chemicals that are used as preservatives in many products, including in a lot of cosmetics, foods, and drugs. And sometimes they're also used as antimicrobials in some paper products and fabrics.
Wow.
And the FDA says that parabens are generally safe to use, but a lot of people think that parabens are they're too chemically hazardous and could lead to some potential health implications.
Well, I mean, the FDA is making big news today. About month and a half ago, we had an episode called Burberry, Zin, and Belgians.
Yeah.
And the FDA has officially approved Zin. So all the Zin bros out there are either like pumped up,
Okay.
or the bad boys out there maybe are bummed that the FDA is approving this.
I thought you were going to talk about how the FDA banned Red 3.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I went through the list of products that it's in, and I felt pretty good about myself. I was like, okay, not a lot of lifestyle changes for me. I'm not eating like a lot of ding dongs.
Right. Well, I know all our maha. How do you say it?
Maha.
Randy, you're a big
Yeah. How do you say it? Because you say MAGA, but then it's not Maha.
I think it's maha.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you're Make America Healthy Again. I thought it was Amanda Bynes show play that you're doing there. Make America Healthy Again? Yeah. You guys on your Yucca app.
No, I'm not using the Yucca app.
Yeah, I'm on the Yucca app.
You would be.
Yucca or Yucca? I say Yucca. Yucca makes more sense to me.
Yucca?
Because yuck.
Like you're yucking my yum with the Yucca app?
Or just
you're yuccaing my yum?
This thing is yuck because it's so unhealthy for you. It's a yuck.
Can't you just, I feel like I can just look at most foods and be like, well, this is going to score low and this is going to score high.
No, but that's the thing. Like it's, I am pretty much speaking of parabens and making America healthy again, I'm pretty much exclusively using the Yucca app to make sure that I'm not eating additives and chemicals that are like potentially red flagged for maybe being carcinogenic.
Okay. Did you had a snack before the podcast? Did you yucca that?
I did not yucca that. I needed a little something sweet. I saw animal crackers in the break room. I did not, I don't need to know.
No, it's annoying. Now I emerged.
Can a guy have 7 animal crackers? Yeah, he can.
I emerged from the kitchen with like a little bag of goldfish, and I can just feel the judgment raining down from everybody. And I don't want that. I just want a few goldfish to satiate me.
Fine.
It's not asking that much.
One thing that you might not know about parabens is that they can act like the hormone estrogen in the body and disrupt the normal function of hormone systems, affecting male and female reproductive system functioning, reproductive development, fertility, and birth outcomes. They can also interfere with the production of hormones. The UN Environment Program has identified parabens as a group, including propyl and butylparaben as endocrine disrupting chemicals or potential endocrine disrupting chemicals. And that's just a little thing about parabens that I know off the top of my head.
I've actually been saying that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty tired from having 2 young kids at home. Maybe I need to up my parabens to make sure 3 doesn't happen. Just exhausted.
Not to just totally pivot, but you just broke some news that I'm now getting more push alerts for. R.I.P. David Lynch, man.
Yeah.
What a huge bummer.
We've lost 2 big ones today.
Mulholland Drive tonight.
We had Bob Uecker this morning.
Yeah.
David Lynch. It's tough out there.
78. Man, that's a tough one. That stinks.
Yeah. I saw
You Twin Peaks guy? You ever watched
No.
Twin Peaks? No.
It seems like something I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately learned about his passing via a meme.
Happy
2025, everybody.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep. It's tough.
Oh man. Well, what else we got today?
Go to youtube.com/Sunday Scaries Podcast. Go subscribe. Follow us, retail.pod on Instagram. If you want to, you can go buy a zine. I don't care. But here's the thing. Today's episode is presented by Shopify. It's a new year, 2025. You're probably thinking, how am I going to make this year different? How am I going to build something for myself? You might be thinking that you're just dying to be your own boss. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? What if you just want to turn a business idea that you've been kicking around into a reality? I know how to make that happen for you guys. Shopify is how it's going to happen. And let me tell you how. The best time to start your new business is right now. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. Get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates. No coding or design skills required. All you need to do is drag and drop. I've been fulfilling a lot of orders for some zines that we've been selling, and we're doing that all through Shopify. I have to say that it makes it incredibly easy. I have several plugins. I never thought I would know how to work plugins.
You're a plugin guy now.
I'm a plugin guy.
Yeah.
Like I've added plugins to the site to make it a little easier. And as you know, tax season, they make it easy on you.
Don't even get me started.
I know. It's tough out here. But they got so much other stuff too. Their powerful social media tools help you connect to all your channels to create shoppable posts and help you sell everywhere that people scroll. They also just make it easy to manage your growing business. They help with all the details like shipping, taxes, payments, all from one single dashboard, allowing you to focus on the important stuff like growing your business. With Shopify, your first sale is closer than you think. If I do say so myself, established in 2025 has a nice ring to it. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/scaries, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/scaries to start selling with Shopify today. Again, shopify.com/scaries. Big day. Very excited for this. I've been doing some research. I've been like a duck lately. You guys think I'm chill, but I'm just down there just swimming.
Yeah. Just churning those webbed feet.
Those little webbed feet of mine. We have a new segment. It's called Freak or Don't Freak.
Okay.
You're probably wondering, how does Freak or Don't Freak work?
I am wondering that. Yeah.
I have amassed a bunch of random shit that I've seen online, and I've put it in the rundown, and I'm going to ask Barrett if he freaks with it or if he doesn't freak with it. There are some things on this list that I do freak with. There's some things I don't freak with. And I just want to know how you feel about these.
And I have not looked at any of these.
Yeah,
so these are fresh for me.
I specifically asked Barrett to not look at them. Do you want to begin?
Let's go.
Okay. Barrett's going to be putting these all on the screen. So if you're just listening, head over to youtube.com/Sunday Scaries podcast and we can do it. Our first noted Twitter user, Mia Samar, said, my girlfriend and I have started sketching and rating everything we get at restaurants. Do you freak with this or do you not freak with this?
I don't freak with this.
This is a lot. I don't know okay, so I freak with the idea of this. I don't freak with it in practice.
I freak with one half of this.
What? Going to a restaurant?
No, I think that keeping like a food journal and writing down and rating what you got is a fun and interesting idea.
Yeah.
I don't need you to sketch it. That's where they lost me, is with the piece of this where they sketch it. Like I guess it's like a fun little cute activity for them. Maybe.
I mean, they just have their tiny little notebook filled with their tiny little meals.
Yeah.
They're
bonding over the sketching. Maybe
they subscribe to Kinfolk magazine for sure.
I can't hate on on a bonding moment. We stand that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting out my sketch pad to draw my meal real quick before I chow down.
If you see a dude in a restaurant sketching his meal and rating it, is that above or below reading a book alone in a restaurant, hoping that people see you?
I think that's above and beyond the book play. The book play might actually work. I think if any regular, normal, well-adjusted, potential partner sees you sketching your food, but not getting your phone out to snap a pic for the gram, but sketching your food before you go in, that's probably a deal breaker.
So I used to carry around a notebook like this because I lost my phone in the water. I fell into the water off of a boat, and my phone had water damage, and I was broke, and I didn't feel like going and buying a new phone. Yeah, so I just decided to carry around a notepad of this size with my friends' phone numbers in it, just in case I need to get a hold of them.
Okay.
And it was one of the best times of my life. Just knowing that no one could get a hold of me, but I could just like have my notebook and be like, "Hey, can I borrow your phone? I'm going to call my buddy right now."
All right. I got questions.
Yeah, what year was this?
How long did you carry around this notebook and go with no phone?
6 weeks. The way that I communicated with people via text was that I would bring my iPad to work and text people from my iPad.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, I would say, "All right, this was in the middle of summer.
Okay.
There are very few bars in Harbor Springs, Michigan to go to."
All right.
And so it was one of those things where it's like, "All right, well, I'll see you at this place later."
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like people were seeking me out more than they had ever in my entire life because they knew I didn't have a phone. And I felt really special for like a very short period of time.
And then how did you go about, you lost your phone. Did you have to slowly build the numbers in the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. If I saw you in public, I'd be like, "Hey, I need to get your number." Yeah, I don't have a phone right now.
And you had your little black book, but it was for friends instead of casual hookups.
I could also reference...
Or both.
I could also reference the iPad as well if I needed someone's number.
Right. All right.
So I put my stable of dogs in there.
Yeah.
I might have had a couple ladies on there just in case, but
Oh, what year was this?
probably, if I had to guess, 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this does sound. It's very. Only you could tell this story, but it. But I'm not gonna lie, it does sound nice.
It was one of those situations where
it's very Seinfeldian.
I was on the boat and we were pushing away from the dock, and I didn't realize we were pushing away from the dock, and I was trying to hold us on, and then I did the thing where I was fully extended. I was at noted new sushi restaurant Uchiba probably earlier in 2024.
Yeah.
Sat down at the bar.
Uh-huh.
Guy next to me, older gentleman, busted out a notebook that looked exactly like this and started sketching. And I was like, what's this old dude doing? I was like, it's kind of chill that he's doing this. And about 20 minutes later, I looked over at his sketchbook again, and he had drawn the most beautiful portrait of the bar that we were sitting at.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay, like I was judging you for a little bit, but now I think you're like the coolest dude in the room. I'm going to go, maybe. I think this is too much. I'm going to not freak with this.
Should we just be black booking it? Should we just dump the cell phones?
We could.
Don't hate it. I think this is what we're going to have to do with our kids, you know? The phones, the social media, it's clearly like an epidemic that's harming their, their well-being.
Their brains?
Brain
Brain
we're
rot.
just going to have to hand them a book and be like, we're just write down your friends' phone numbers.
Like, can you imagine just sketching your steak?
But right before you pour a bunch of water on it. Am I right, Randy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up next, we have a martini. You know how we like to do some off-the-wall martinis here?
Yeah.
I haven't had a martini in 2025 yet. No, that's a lie. I had one on my birthday. This is the Bagel and Lox martini.
Okay.
Of
course it is.
Per the description, it says it's.
Did she just muddle salmon into that vodka, or was that just tomatoes?
That was tomato.
Okay.
Are you sure? I think she might have muddled some salmon.
There's a different jar for the salmon to infuse. I don't think she muddled it though.
Okay, she muddled the tomatoes that look like salmon. Now she's doing infusions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing salmon infused gin.
Okay.
Is there any scenario where you, if you're at a restaurant, what if the bartender says, like, I'll give it to you for $2? Will you try it?
For what? For $2? What is this? I gotta. How about for free? Like,
what if they come up to your table and they're like, "Hey, this table ordered a bunch of drinks and we accidentally made an extra salmon martini. Do you want this?"
I think I'm saying no.
I'd try it once. There was on our honeymoon, we stayed at a hotel that boasted their 100 martini list. And some of the martinis on there were absolutely disgusting. They had one that had shrimp and cocktail sauce in it.
Okay.
I ordered it. I don't think I can ever drink something with fish in it ever again. It was absolutely vile.
Water has fish in it.
Look, the fish is, the fish is.
Thank you for noting that water has fish in it.
I don't want, like, fish is so, it's touch and go, man. I love fish. I like eating fish. I like cooking fish. But it's a finicky food. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and I don't think she did what I'm thinking of right now, but let me just float something out there to you guys. Cream cheese stuffed olives.
Does that not exist?
I don't know. Does it?
Sounds good.
All right.
It doesn't sound terrible for this. It sounds like it might be the best part of this drink.
Yeah. Okay. No, she did. The lox and the tomatoes are in the same jar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Okay. I'm out on this.
Okay.
I think I'm turning down one of these even for free.
This is a classic don't freak.
Yeah. Don't freak.
I'm worried these are all going to be don't freaks. You know how people have been branding girl dinners, boy dinners, what goblin mode, whatever it is. Have you guys heard of bleak winter Euro dinner? Sardines, cheese, and potatoes. It's just bleak winter Euro dinner. I think he's got a martini in the background, or maybe just a glass of white wine.
I freak with this.
I would eat this. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't gone fully into the tinned fish fad, but I think it's a fad that I might just get on late.
I like everything on this plate. You know, like, is it the most aesthetically pleasing or charming looking dinner? No, but potatoes, great food.
I think potatoes might be my if I could bring one food to a deserted island, I think it might be potatoes.
I don't know if that's like maybe like a Gruyere or it could be some slices of Manchego, but it looks like it slaps.
Yeah.
And then, these are pretty European fish chunks here, if I do say so myself.
Is this mackerel?
It does look quite a bit like mackerel, Will.
It's giving mackerel.
It's giving mackerel. But, it probably tastes pretty good. I like a salty fish. I like a sardine. I like an anchovy. So I'm eating this.
I have eaten much worse dinners than this in the last month alone. So I'm not going to shame bleak winter Euro dinner. Yeah. I think this is like I could have seen us going on either side of this, but I think generally I'm gonna freak. Maybe we're just freaking because this is on the heels of the bagel and lox martini.
Yeah,
I definitely freak with the name more than anything. It's very good. That's what that is.
The word bleak is the perfect word for what's happening right now. Like you can't really do anything about that. You ever gone jazz mode?
I'm not sure. If I have, I didn't know that I went jazz mode.
Well, noted Twitter user Jazz Anchovy said having a martini and eating anchovies before grilling this ribeye. It's called going jazz mode. Ever heard of it? I think that like this is just more tinned fish. Like I think I'm going to try some tinned fish this weekend.
Okay.
I have to go to the grocery store this weekend. I need to buy some Michigan-themed stuff for the Lions game on Saturday night.
Okay.
And I think I might toss some tinned fish in there. Do you do the thing where you go to like the nice grocery store for like a special occasion and then go to like another grocery store for just like your staples? Because like this Lions game is really like my Met Gala this weekend.
Yeah.
And so I'm probably going to go to Central Market and just go fuck off.
The closest grocery store to my house is Central Market.
Mm-hmm.
So I do 98% of our grocery shopping at Central Market.
Jealous.
And then Target or HEB when we need like paper towels. But it's Central Market does carry normal stuff. So it's just honestly it's just the best of both worlds because you have the opportunity to kind of like jazz things up as well.
Go jazz mode.
Exactly.
I think I'm appreciating going jazz mode. I haven't grilled a steak in months.
I kind of feel like going jazz mode is maybe just treating yourself to some kind of highfalutin.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be this.
Appetizers and cocktails at home before you make yourself something nice and elevated, but maybe simple.
So
you know what I mean? So you could this could be let's see, I don't know, a Manhattan and what goes with that, and some like
here's where my brain goes.
And some truffle popcorn.
When Sally's out of town, and she hates that I do this, but I'm scared to cook for her something really nice for fear of messing it up and her judging me and making fun of me because she doesn't really mess up in the kitchen these days. She's very good at cooking. And I always buy like a nice piece of fish to make myself to sear it. And she just gets really annoyed that she's like, "You just bought a $23 piece of halibut for yourself for dinner." I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm alone. I need to enjoy myself." And so like I can just see myself. I'm trying to think of what the appetizer would be if not tinned fish right now. Like, what's a bougie appetizer that you can have that is just kind of like
it could be cheese. It could be like a nice cheese. It could be olives.
Ooh, yeah, some marinated olives.
We like a shelled pistachio.
I went through a full bag of pistachios between Christmas and New Year's, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I started my thumb started to get a little raw one night because I was just cracking, just absolutely cracking. I think I might have gone jazz mode a little bit actually.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of jazz mode, but I think jazz mode needs to encapsulate more than just a martini, tinned fish, and a steak. I think I like your angle at jazz mode. I might go jazz mode tonight.
Yeah. Do you think that he had jazz on? Is that a pertinent part of going jazz mode?
You would think he has to.
Yeah.
I need to up my jazz vinyl. I need to get some new jazz records, Randy.
You
need let's see. Is there a genre of music called balsa?
Balsa?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Balsa Nova? I don't know.
Maybe balsa is a wood. I'm not actually sure.
Balsam, I believe.
I'm trying to think of a.
This says it's Argentine rock.
Okay, all right. What's the genre of music that sounds like it's from the 50s and 60s, and it's sort of Latin, and sort of funk, and it sounds like it should be in an Austin Powers or a James Bond movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Can you hear it? It's like sort of jazz. It's sort of Latin funk. Like what is that? What is that music?
I don't know.
Is it Latin jazz funk?
I mean, could it just be bossa nova?
Maybe. I don't know.
The bossa nova definitely is a little more like countryside. I feel. I don't know. Feels more coastal.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, definitely feels coastal.
I don't know if I do.
Bossa nova is more Brazilian.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I'm scared after EDM, house music, and whatever you talked about last week. You're ruining our street cred with the youngs. And I'm not talking my wife. I'm freaking with jazz mode.
I like jazz mode.
Okay.
I also freak.
What if I told you that there's something out there called Caesar salad cheesecake? Cheesecake is my favorite dessert. It's really emerged in the last couple of years for me as easily being my favorite. Like it's not really close.
Yeah.
And I've been to Cheesecake Factory with my friend Randy over here.
It's true.
I got a very run-of-the-mill piece of cheesecake when I went there. I don't really know what to expect out of a Caesar salad cheesecake. I mean, you got the croutons you're mincing all the croutons.
This man just put anchovies and garlic into the food processor, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't.
Come on, come on.
Please look at the mauve-colored juice that he just poured into the batter. Well,
It does kind of gross me out that the crumbly crust is just made out of croutons. I don't know. I might have, if the table orders one of these for the end of the night, I'm going to take a little swipe with the old fork.
mm-hmm,
I'm going to see what's happening. Yeah, the tinned fish in the food processor is literally and figuratively kind of tough to swallow.
This is something. I've seen the Caesar salad crunch wrap going around. That looks pretty good.
That sounds good. That sounds great.
That.
Noted listener Chelb was the reason that happened. Did you see that?
No.
The crunch wrap, she had tweeted about it, and a chef on Twitter decided to take her tweet and make a video out of it, and it went completely viral, and her tweet's just sitting there in it.
Mauve is generous for that color. Mauve has a little bit more of some saturation of color.
I think I would try it if I didn't see the process going into it. If a waiter was like, we have this Caesar salad cheesecake.
Caesar salad cheesecake, you might give it a shot.
I'm freaking. I'm going to freak exactly one time.
Okay.
I'm going to reserve one freak for this.
All right.
And that's all I'm doing. Now we're going to the fashion side of things a little bit. Are you going to rock this upcycled horse tapestry jacket?
Yes.
If you saw this in a secondhand shop, are you trying it on? Are you looking?
I'm probably trying it on, especially if it's got a nice a price tag on it that seems maybe like a bargain or a steal. I'm definitely throwing this thing on. Here's the thing. Yeah, y'all know me. Last couple of weeks, I've just really been showing off the green side of my personality with my composting and my rejection of parabens, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I'm also very, very, very I'm pro upcycling.
I am too. I've been really enjoying wearing the stuff that I bought on eBay in 2024. I've been loving it.
Yeah.
And I feel good about myself whenever I do it. I feel a little better than everybody around me being no, I actually kind of saved the environment here.
Yeah.
I may not recycle the best, but
you upcycle.
Yeah, but I'm wearing a vintage LLB invest from eBay.
Recycling? How about upcycling?
Yeah.
That's the wave that we're on.
I stopped shopping at Shein, so I feel pretty good too.
You should.
Good job, Brandy.
No more lace shirts, no more crochet from
Way
Shein.
to save the planet. This is also, it's kind of Bodhi-esque, right?
A little bit.
To take
I was going to say, is
take
ALD
a dead stock apparel and turn it into a garment?
Is ALD going to recreate this and have some sort of?
That's our one time.
Yep.
New rules for
just
2025 that Randy failed to inform us of before the last episode. So if you didn't know, we're only getting one bell ring per episode,
and you get one gong per person.
I'm in favor of, by the way. I like the rule change. Randy neglected to tell us that. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I could definitely see them doing something like this.
And we'd probably fawn over it.
Yeah.
They'd probably send out 3 different drops Tease it the entire time. It'll be on the site, but it says coming soon.
Yeah, it'd be like third look in the lookbook.
They drop it. It's
People just hammering Reddit. Has this come out yet?
Yeah, it's
Did I miss the drop on this?
$2,100.
Yeah.
It's like cool.
Yeah, I've seen creators do this, like they just go to a Goodwill and they get a tapestry and make a jacket. And like I always watch those videos. Like they look really cool.
I've talked about her before, but my friend from home, she just she just takes templates and awesome fabrics and just sews it now together herself.
Yeah.
And like everything she makes, I'm like, oh my God, I need to learn how to do this. Like, how cool would it be if you just saw something that you loved and you were like, that would make a cool barn jacket. And then you decided, oh, I'm just going to go home, get a template and make it exactly to my specifications.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a skill that would take a lot of work to be able to accomplish.
Yeah.
But even if I could get to the point where I could hem some pants, my life would be made so much better. I have a pair of pants that I've owned for over a year now, and I have not hemmed them. I've just rolled them up because I'm too lazy to go get them hemmed.
You know what? Your 2024, 2025 New Year's resolution, learn how to do it, Will. I'm putting it on you. You have to.
I feel like I'm one prick away from the sewing machine before quitting.
Yeah.
I'm just like, one time I'm like, oh, no.
That part does scare me. But I bet you and I could learn how to hem a pair of pants in 2 hours. Like, I bet that seems like something that they could teach you in 2 hours. To do a simple hem.
But have you ever worked with a sewing machine? There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
It's fine. I've worked in a sewing machine multiple times.
I think I'm clouded because at my old job, I had to build a virtual sewing machine and I had to take all the individual elements of it and like isolate them and Photoshop them.
Why did you have to do that?
Because it was for a sewing class.
Okay.
And they didn't have enough sewing machines to go around for the entire class. And so they wanted to create a learning object where you could just send it to people and they could start identifying the different parts of the sewing machine without having the sewing machine directly in front of them. And so I had to Photoshop every single piece of a sewing machine and isolate those pieces on a white background. It was one of the longest projects I've ever worked on. And I'll be honest, I hated every second of it. And it scared me to death of them.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? You just do select subject now and that go by way quicker.
Had select subject been around when I had that job, I wouldn't have had a job because they appreciated.
That was your job.
Yeah.
Selecting subject.
Yeah. My job was was tracing things and cutting them out. And that's all I did for 2 years.
Yeah.
It was I mean, I could just put on some music and zone out, but
you were just like having flashbacks to like a time you didn't even know, just pre-industrial revolution, just people getting like hands and hair caught in like all the machinery, all that type of shit.
He's got his little black book of all his friends' phone numbers.
Yeah.
I didn't realize our next one is from a friend of the pod.
Oh, is it?
Look who the screenshot is.
The screenshot.
It's our guy, Mr. Mort.
Mr. Mort.
We went to the ALD store with him.
We did.
I had no clue that he was so into Grateful Dead when I met him.
Yeah.
He
wrote a book on it. He literally wrote a book on it.
I bought the book after I met him. I would have dragged him everywhere with us that day had I known that. Are you going to cop some double RL steaks?
I would love to cop some double RL steaks. Will. This, I mean, you know, as the tweet says, this low key the hardest shit I ever seen. If some speaking of Central Market, our nice grocery store down the street, if some double RL steaks ever pop up in the, you know, at the meat counter, I'm copping.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna line up like it's a Supreme drop.
And like, you know, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've been to Telluride. Okay, I've driven right along the railing of the double RL ranch and had somebody tell me, "Hey, that's the double RL ranch."
I want to go to Telluride.
And I said, "Sick."
You had a buddy on your bachelor party. Lives in Telluride.
Yeah. That's why I was there for.
I need to give him I want to call
his
him.
wedding.
I need to call him.
Yeah.
Because actually, I don't know if I can talk about this. He was doing some home renovations and he had some fireplace issues. And he was thinking about getting rid of the fireplace. And I remember it was kind of late at night and I was sitting there and I was like, "You're not allowed to get rid of your fireplace."
I think the fireplace stayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've told people about this. I'm like, no, they have this law. Like, and I'm like, I think about this guy's fireplace. I've met him once and I think about his fireplace all the time being like, I hope he didn't get rid of that Telluride fireplace. You can't get rid of your fireplace if you live in Colorado.
Right. Yeah. I think it was, you know, it was in consideration, but at the end of the day, cooler heads prevailed.
Okay.
You can't lose that.
I
right?
think I was even trying to convince him to do illegal things to make sure that he kept the fireplace. I was like, they'll never know if you do this. If you see double RL steaks in the butcher section, I'm definitely picking these up and putting them in the cart.
Yeah.
I kind of want something double RL. I own nothing. I'm gonna hop on eBay. I'm gonna get some eBay stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, eBay is not the place for double RL.
Okay.
There's like a crazy aftermarket for double RL in other parts of the world, I believe.
Yeah.
And for what and there are many like double RL resellers that basically like grab tons of stuff when it goes on sale in the US and then they just market it retail price on eBay and they like have the luxury of they just let it sit there forever basically until somebody somewhere is looking for this piece from a certain season and I guess eventually it sells. But it's really weird because I have tried to find I'm a huge double RL fan. Always been super drawn to their cowichan and like kind of like long cardigan style belted like shawl, the shawls and the cardigans with the
I'm looking right now
and all of that. And I've tried to like hunt them down on eBay before, only to be stymied by incredibly high prices. Whereas,
fine, I'll just buy it retail.
No, what I was going to say is grailed. I'm just saying eBay is like a double RL marketplace that people know about, and so the prices are high. But Grailed and Depop are the places to hunt for double RL.
I downloaded Depop. I got overwhelmed and I deleted the app like immediately.
Yeah.
I also hate Grailed right now.
I can't sell anything on Grailed right now.
Yeah.
I've got good shit on Grailed for good prices, and I can't sell anything.
Put up a link on Retail Therapy Story. Seriously. I bet there's people out there that would want to cop Barrett's Closet.
Maybe I'll throw it up. But yeah, and then Depop, I've listed one thing. It's not super desirable, but it hasn't sold, and so I'm just like, You're
just down on Depop?
Yeah. Even though I need to just like throw some extra stuff on there and make it work. But yeah. All that is to say, if you want to hunt for double RL, stay off of eBay because that's people know to look for it there, and the prices are high.
Are the steaks expensive on eBay?
Haven't researched it.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Need to look into that.
Okay, good to know. What if you paired?
I'm gonna call up our Telluride friend and just see if he can get the hookup on some double RL steaks.
That'd be great.
They're probably sitting. They're probably just sitting in the butcher shop.
He could probably just sneak in and go grab
Telly.
it. Yeah. Right. Well, what if you paired with your double RL steak the filthiest martini ever? Do you want me to read the ingredients to this for our next freak or don't freak?
Okay.
Gin. I've been all in on gin martinis, not vodka, and I think this might be a generational shift for me. I don't know if I'll ever go back to the vodka martini.
I guess I'm not, I don't think I was aware that you were drinking vodka martinis.
I used to just do Tito's, dirty Tito's martini.
Okay.
And I have officially switched over, and I've been drinking Hendrix martinis. They've been going out of style.
But still going dirty?
No. Little cocktail onion.
Oh, yeah, you're Gibson. You like the Gibson. Yeah.
But I'm not too snobby about the accoutrements. Yeah. Like, I'll do anything. But here we have muddled garlic stuffed olives. That sounds kind of good. Olive brine, normal. Jalapeno brine, black pepper, pink pepper, and olive oil. The reason I saw this tweet is because it was quote tweeted with someone saying that this person is drinking marinade. And while I do think they kind of are drinking, it does kind of look like what my mom would put chicken in when I was a kid. But I think if I was at a party and someone served me exactly one of these, I think I might at least like finish it.
As ever, I'm not freaking with this. If I see the oil globules in a drink, I am automatically repulsed. I'm not touching that.
I think oil globules are getting normalized for me.
Okay.
Like I think I'm more okay with it now.
Wow.
I'll be honest. You add some tomato juice to it. I don't think it's that far off from like a Bloody Mary mix.
Ooh, it's kind of like yeah. I don't disagree. Yeah, if you told me that you were making a Bloody Mary with all these, I think I'd probably be like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
To your point, Randy, if you throw some tomatoes in this, you're also basically at salsa.
Yeah. That too.
True. Yeah, you have a nice little ceviche in your martini glass.
That's right. Well, yeah, just mix it with the lox version, and you've got ceviche.
You've got marinated fish in the air fryer.
Yeah. Look, The food martinis, you're just never gonna get me with these, man. It's not.
I was trying to goat you into one today, and it just didn't work.
I'm such a so here's the thing. I'm not a dirty martini guy, to go back to how we like our martinis. I like a gin martini with a twist. I like it ice cold as you can possibly make it. Like I like.
Are you trying to get some ice on the pond?
I like the kind of the stark, refreshing blast of like a super cold.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I
so
agree.
like all of this stuff takes away from the that kind of icy, refreshing nature of what I like about a martini.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's from the jump, it's like not really my bag.
That's fair.
If you're a dirty martini, if you like a dirty martini, then I can see how these steps towards food martinis are a little bit easier to make.
Marinade. Marinade. Our final freak or don't freak. You familiar with Arc'teryx?
I do know. I've heard of them. Yeah.
Are you going to let the Arc'teryx talk? I don't even know what, like, did they do a collab with a wine company and we just have Arc'teryx wine now? I'm not going to lie, Barrett. If you showed up to my place and you had a bottle of Arc'teryx wine,
Yeah.
I would be so fired up.
Yeah, you'd be stoked.
I'd be like, yes, we are balling tonight.
I can't quite tell if this is Arc'teryx wine or if somebody just ripped the logo for their. Oh no, yeah, the top does have a little Arc'teryx tab right there. There it is.
Let's see. It appears as though. No, see, do they have a tequila as well? Oh, this might change everything. Hold on. Oh, Arc'teryx has a gin as well.
Okay.
We gotta locate a bottle of Arc'teryx gin.
How is how is this
We gotta make the Gorptini.
Copper Penny Distilling Co. The Gorptini.
The Gorptini would go hard.
It would.
You could shake it up. What could you shake it up in? It has to be Gorp.
Limited bird release.
Like the old Stanley things.
An Nalgene bottle.
Yeah, mix this up in a Nalgene bottle. Are you kidding? I mean, I would absolutely. If someone gave me a case of Arc'teryx wine, I would be happy with that person for a while.
Now, the Arc'teryx gin says that it was designed specifically with the Negroni in mind.
Fine with me.
You know,
Fine with me.
Does
that mean it's more floral?
Might have to go grown style.
I do think I need to find a different gin than Hendrix for my Gibsons because it's so floral. I think I need to find something that's not as floral to match with the onion more.
Probably just like a Tanqueray.
Yeah, if anyone out there has any recommendations, I'm all ears. I don't really have a lot of experience in the gin game.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you freaked and how many you didn't freak with, but I feel like it was a not freak stash.
I was more on the not freak side, but I think I freaked with Bleak Winter Euro Dinner.
Okay.
Going Jazz Mode.
Okay.
Upcycled Horse Tapestry Jacket. Double RL Steaks and Arc'teryx Wine.
It's a pretty even mix.
I did not freak with Sketching Your Meals, the Bagel and Lox Martini, the Caesar Salad Cheesecake, or the filthiest martini ever.
Are you willing to scale back on sketching your meals after seeing some of the other things you didn't freak with? Now that it doesn't seem that egregious?
Probably
You
so,
started
yes,
with a very
yes.
mild.
Yeah, I went light on the first one because suddenly sketching your meals doesn't seem that bad.
Give me the fucking sketchbook, you know? I'm going to start putting people's numbers in it and sketching food. That's, you know.
In the same vein of all of this, I saw something earlier that was on my timeline that was called it was just pick me foods. How would you describe pick me? Is it just like doing something different to be special?
Yeah, like a pick me, which is originally used to label a type of girl, a pick me girl, is somebody that does it's the type of girl. Is the type of girl that doesn't have other girlfriends is the best way to frame it.
Okay.
She's the girl where all her friends are guys and she seemingly does everything to appeal to the male ideal of what the perfect woman is.
Okay.
So she claims to love like drinking Budweisers and watching sports and going to the racetrack and like those are the things that.
But whether just or not, they are labeled a pick me girl because it just appears that way.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this person put together a list of quote unquote pick me foods.
Yeah.
And I have to say that this list is very retail therapy coded.
Extremely. Which, by the way, I mean, that makes sense. All these foods on the list are foods that have an element of like kind of like you said, like even if you genuinely like these things, there's a piece of these foods where you're kind of doing it just for the steez as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Like I have never gotten tartare at a restaurant, which is the first thing on this list.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time by the end of the tartare, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. That's a lot of raw meat. I'll see you next year, tartare.
Yeah.
It's just very rare. Tinned fish, like we were talking about.
Right.
I do think dates are going to be on the up and up in 2025.
Yeah.
I saw a hack the other day where you
seen
could
some
put like
date
something in
content.
a date and it tasted like something else. If anyone
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about, leave a comment.
Okay.
The other pick me foods are oysters, martinis, ultra rare steak. I do like rare steak, but I do think that when people really rep how ultra rare they do like their steak, it's just like, okay, we get it.
What is La Fermière?
You know
You know
I
what
also
that
had
is?
that question. There was
Is
another.
that a cheese?
Let's see. No, it is the yogurts that. It's the yogurts that come in the glass.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
During COVID, Central Market was sold out of a lot of yogurts,
Mhm,
and all they had was the glass ones. And I was like, well, guess these are going to be clanking around in the fridge for a little bit.
Are you surprised to see Celsius on here?
That to me stuck out as well. I thought that was the most surprising one. The Yucca app does not treat Celsius nicely.
It does not. It does not.
I also feel like rice cakes might be getting the stray bullet here. Like, I mean, like that's just a little unnecessary.
Oh, wow. My beloved McDonald's called out at the very end as well.
That seems a little
Jeez.
misplaced.
Okay.
I feel like someone put McDonald's on their story earlier in the day, and this person doesn't like them, and they were just like, "I'm putting this on there."
I'm also going to have to Google A2 milk because I don't know what that is either.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But yes, this is a very retail therapy coded list.
A2 milk is 100% real cow's milk from grain and grass-fed cows. It's easier on digestion and may help some avoid
just
discomfort.
Good. It's good milk.
I guess it's just good milk. Yeah. It mostly lacks the form of something I can't pronounce. I don't know.
Tallow. I have seen people talking tallow
Dude,
recently.
I'll be honest. I don't know ball when it comes to tallow.
Yeah.
I tried to buy some pate, which is on this list around Christmas.
Uh-huh.
I got swatted out of Central Market so fast when I pitched that. She was like, "No, we're not doing that." Sea moss? Like, are people really doing sea moss that much?
I don't know.
Sea moss gel? Wild sea moss? I guess people are just taking sea moss. Lemmy. Remember talking Lemmy on the gift guide? They make a sea moss
They
tincture.
got a sea moss? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to see what this Lemmy sea. It's probably under investigation, but I'm going to read about it anyway. Let's see.
You doing any espresso tonic?
I've heard of this. I have never tried it, but that does sound like something that we would enjoy, I think. I swore off tonic water once I started drinking gin and tonics a lot in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And the way that I looked at the beginning of summer when I was drinking gin and tonics was much different from the end of the summer. And I was like, yeah, it was probably all that tonic water I was drinking literally every night.
Yeah.
And so I haven't really had much sense, but I feel like my diet is pretty well balanced these days to the point where I think I can mix in a couple gin and tonics every once in a while.
Here's the thing. If you already made that switch though, which and I feel the same, I much prefer just like a gin soda with like a hefty squeeze of lime to the gin tonic. It's just too sweet.
I struggle with alcohol mixed with soda. I feel like the bubbly nature of the drink ends up bringing out more of the alcohol flavor when it enters my mouth. And I don't like the feeling of the fizziness along with like the only alcohol mix.
Okay.
I almost need something else. And maybe that hefty squeeze of lemon or lime would do the trick.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, anything else? Like I feel like people are just doing grass-fed butter like all the time now.
Yeah, but that's a pick. That's pick.
Okay, it's pick me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like just get the normal butter, you freak. I'm kidding. I'm pro grass-fed butter. You know, that belongs in the same genre as my love of upcycling, paraben-free products.
Obviously.
Yeah. Composting. You got to get the good stuff. You got to get the A2 milk and the grass-fed butter and do your part, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't do our grocery shopping anymore. I really miss it. I miss going to Central Market like every 2 days and just doing the grocery shopping.
It's not like it's not top 3, but when Central Market has a good beer on tap and I've got a long grocery list, that's a vibe right there. 45 minutes walking around the grocery store, drinking my draft beer.
I still haven't done it.
They've had 512 Brown Ale the last couple of weeks.
Ooh.
So good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Randy's doing dry January, so be careful talking about alcohol in front of him right now.
Yeah, I'm so much better than both of you guys.
You are better than me. I had 3 beers last night.
I'm a full 16 days sober. Hear this, bro? Well,
How's your mental acuity?
16 days without alcohol.
California sober?
California sober.
Oh,
This is good.
California sober.
Man.
Can we put California sober on the list of pick me foods?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. People that say that they're California sober really want people to know that they're California sober. It's like, okay,
Oh,
like
I'm sorry, I enjoy an early bird here or there. Sponsor of this podcast.
they are friend of the pod,
Mhm.
good friend of the pod. Speaking of drinks,
Yeah.
it's time.
Okay.
We did our in-out list last week, so it was a pretty full episode. But we talked so much about drink of the fall, drink of the winter, drink of the whatever last year,
Yeah.
drink of the summer. I think we need to dub our own personal drinks of 2024.
Okay.
I only briefed you on this very lightly.
Yeah.
I have 2 that emerged as favorites for me that were not favorites in 2023. Or no, okay, that's a lie. But I think that combining, I have a cocktail and I have something else.
Uh-huh.
I think the popularity of both of these grew within the social circles that I was in.
Okay.
One of these in particular grew at a rate that I couldn't really fathom. Do you want me to start off with one of mine?
Go for it.
I think hands down, the drink of 2024, at least in my universe, was Guinness.
Yeah. That's
Like,
when you told me that we needed to pick drink of 2024, my mind immediately went to Guinness.
I didn't want to go to a beer, but it became such a thing on so many different levels, and it just got so ramped up at the end of the year to the point where Guinness couldn't sustain anything. Like they were selling out at pubs in the UK, and they were price gouging for Guinness, or they were limiting people. Like, you can only have 2 Guinness. Like what more do you need to prove that that's the drink of 2024?
Yeah.
It was on everyone's list for something popular.
And here's what I mean. It's got the little ads to the story that help make it so much more than a beer. Case in point, like if a pub is not pouring the Guinness right, they can get their Guinness pulled. They can get their stock of Guinness pulled from them.
Dude, they don't mess around.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's sick.
When we had our when we had our ad deal with Guinness, we had to reshoot a lot of things because they were like, "Oh, that's not poured perfect."
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it wasn't that there was like something egregious about it. It's just like, "Oh, no, that's not perfect, so we need to reshoot this one." And I was like, "Damn, you guys really take this seriously." I don't know. I was having a couple Guinness last night at old Kelly's Irish Pub, and waiter came over, set it down, and a bunch of foam spilled over the side. And I was like,
you should have sent it back.
it wasn't my beer. So I had no horse in the race, but I was like, man, like
You didn't just reach over and say, no.
get it out of here. No, Kelly's Irish Pub, they pour the best Guinness in town, and they've won awards for it. So.
Yeah.
Do you have a cocktail in mind that might have emerged for you?
I think that what I will remember and kind of take away cocktail-wise from 2024 is, for me, and this is very personal to me, but it was the return of the old fashioned for me.
Okay.
It was I introduced that back into my wheelhouse, to my rotation, if you will, and that was great. And I started earlier in the year. I think actually technically last winter when I was doing like the mezcal or the tequila. Now I don't know how to say mezcal anymore because Paul Mescal is mescal.
It's tough.
It's I was saying thank you Randy.
You, baby girl. Going.
But yeah, so it started in the early months of 2024 when I was messing around with mezcal and tequila old fashions. And then the fall rolled around, and I was bringing back the old fashioned, the bourbon and the rye variations. And so for me, that's what I'm leaving 2024 with, and going into 2025 with, is that I added that back. So I'd go old fashioned.
Okay. I had an uptick in one particular cocktail, and I kind of flew directly into the sun. Had to quit them for part of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was the classic Negroni.
Yeah.
I know I was on my Italy grind for a little bit, and so I was looking forward to Italy, drinking Negronis. And then when we got to Italy and we were in Florence, or Firenze, for the Italian friends out there, I was just hitting Negronis like crazy.
Yeah.
to the point where mid-vacation I had to swear myself off at Negronis. I was like, yeah, that's 3 nights in a row where they've gotten the best of me. I think I gotta sit one out this dinner tonight. But like, it's not a sexy pick for this, but like, I don't think these need to be sexy picks because I think we're taking into account our personal taste, the zeitgeist, just our friend groups, etc. And like, for me, there's nothing that has grabbed a hold of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it went Aperol Spritz, Espresso Martini, and now Guinness is just a major player in the game.
Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, we don't want to force it, right? We don't. If nothing grabbed, absolutely grabbed people, took hold of the geist and ran with it, then we don't have to award anything.
It's okay.
Particular.
We're just being honest
to any one drink, I think. And like you said, I think the thing that came closest to doing that was pint of Guinness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Should we do a couple articles of interest before we hit these wish list items?
Let's speed through them.
Okay. Jeremy Strong's Golden Globes fit. That should have just been a freak or don't freak. We were talking about this yesterday. I absolutely loved what he was doing. Did you also notice that Jeff Goldblum had a similarly colored jacket on?
I did. Aqua was having Aqua and Teal seemed to be having a moment.
So you're not rolling with Tiffany blue? It wasn't totally Tiffany, but
his was a little. Jeremy Strong's was a little more green.
Yes, and then Goldblum's was a little more Tiffany coated.
Correct. Yes. They were in that same kind of color family.
I weighed putting that color range on my in list, but I was like, I don't know. I don't see this actually working. There's no way that I see myself buying like something like that this summer when I'm trying to, get some new clothes.
Yeah, it's pretty specific. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the.
Now that you mentioned yesterday, just like when they would show like a shot of the entire like whatever, that you would just see his hat just bobbing along everywhere, and like I can't get over it.
It's by the way, not by the way, we're talking about it. It's just so Kendall Roy too.
It is. It's perfectly Kendall Roy.
This is what he wore at his next birthday party after the one where he wore the giant gold chain and like the green leather bomber jacket, right?
Yes.
And I think that a lot of times when character actors especially are like playing, but really any actor is like playing a role that they seem to inhabit so easily and so naturally, you have to believe that part of that is because they recognize themselves in that character.
Oh, for sure. And I think he does a lot. To
such a degree.
I think he does a lot.
And yes. So Jeremy Strong, I think, has a lot of Kendall Roy in him, which is one of the reasons why this outfit is so perfect. There were great tweets about it, calling it like Hunter S. Thompson, but like something. Paddington's Coke dealer.
Paddington's Coke dealer was my favorite one because, like, I mean, have you watched either Paddington at this point?
I've not.
Barrett, please. Okay, please let me get you to watch Paddington 2.
Okay,
Paddington 1 is great. It's a good movie. Paddington 2 is an absolute delight. And now that the new Paddington's coming out, maybe we could have a retail therapy meet up at like Alamo Draft House or something. Just go crush some Paddington.
Okay.
There's some Paddington drip coming out from like Rowing Blazers. Are you gonna buy any Paddington sweaters?
I mean, Paddington. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Okay. The tweet was, stylist, what do you want to do for the Golden Globes? Jeremy Strong. I'm thinking Hunter S. Thompson and the Beastie Boys. Stylist. Got it. Jeremy Strong. Paddington's cousin who sells Coke. Stylist. Okay. Jeremy Strong. Stanley Tucci playing Gilligan. Stylist. Right. All apt descriptions of this outfit. But yeah, the funniest part was that you could just see that little bucket hat bobbing around in the background the entire night.
Why was he there? Just because he's won in the past?
He is.
Was he up for anything?
He's a co-star in a film that was nominated. It's the one about The Apprentice.
Like the TV show starring Donald Trump?
Yeah. Sebastian Stan plays Trump.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought you were fucking with me.
No.
Okay, I got to see this.
It's called The Apprentice. It is called The Apprentice.
Trump's got to hate that.
And it was nominated for a few things, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll sit down with my dad and watch that. He was a big Apprentice guy back in the day. But we talked recently about Jacob Elordi's beard.
Yeah.
And thank you. Now Prince William has grown a beard and people are not happy about it. And there's a lot of beard dialogue happening right now. New York Times wrote a column called "Where Beards Grow, Strong Feelings Follow." Whether on Prince William, J.D. Vance, or Jacob Elordi, facial hair gets people talking. Can you leave us alone? Can you just leave us alone? Some of us are covering jawlines. He's got a great jawline, so I don't know what he's doing.
Trump was a huge fan, speaking of Prince William's look with the beard. I don't know if you saw the quotes that he made after seeing Prince William at, I think it was somebody's funeral.
Yeah,
it wasn't Jimmy Carter's.
No, it was the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral.
That's right. And he had a whole bunch of quotes about how he looks so much better in person, better than photos. He's a beautiful man, all that type of stuff. So he was really feeling it.
I just apparently Prince William was not happy that Prince Harry got to keep his beard for the wedding with Meghan.
Okay.
Which I get. It's like, hold on. He gets to have a beard for his wedding, but I'm the future king and you're telling me I got to shave before my wedding? Like, I get that.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's Prince Harry with the beard.
Yeah, I mean, have you watched her new show yet? Oh, no, she delayed it.
Oh, because of the LA.
Yep,
wildfires.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that show. I don't think I've taken in a single piece of content from their media outfit.
Are you not ready for her redemption tour?
I don't know if she needs a redemption tour. Like, they left the royal family to get away from the public eye and criticism, and now they're starting a media company and getting shows on all the most popular streaming things like HBO and Netflix and etc.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you wanted to get away from the notoriety and everything, like, well, don't be on Netflix. Like, I'm not like I am. I feel bad for them in a lot of ways. Like, it must suck to just be secluded from your crazy family that has like so much political power and capital that you have no way to fight against them. But at the same time, I'm like, well, if you're going to get off the grid, get off the grid.
Yeah. Well, I think she did get off the grid, and now she wants to get back on the grid. She's reshaping her narrative.
She has a content gene, man. People with content genes can't go very long without creating content.
I don't know if Meghan Markle can ever be like authentic and genuine sounding enough to regain popularity.
To like appease anyone?
There's just something about the way that she talks that I think just rubs people the wrong way, because almost nothing that comes out of her mouth sounds real or authentic. That's my personal take. I definitely don't hate her the way that some people do. And like you said, I feel bad for them too. They went through a lot.
I look at her in the same way I look at Gwyneth Paltrow, where I'm like, you just kind of do some insufferable things, but I don't think you're a terrible person by any means. You're just kind of annoying.
But if she just leans out of like the kind of the victim narrative that they were placed in through whatever means, but if they just ignore all that, I think they can be successful.
I watched some of the Netflix series that featured them, and I was like, okay, like,
but yeah,
I get it, but at the same time, like, I don't need to watch 6 episodes of like you guys just whining about like being royals and stuff. Like, I know
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I know you've gone through a lot in this.
They're the fun, cool ex-royals, and now they just need to leave that behind and like show us that they are cool, normal people.
I need them to be going to like parties and stuff, and being complete socialites,
right?
Like, and not be the people who are just putting out podcasts and TV shows. Like, I want them to be socialites, not actors or yeah. Did you read the article that was on a lot of timelines this week called "Americans Need to Party More"?
I did not see this, and
I highly recommend it.
I'm surprised I didn't see this, because this is a drum that I feel like I've been beating for many years.
It's essentially saying that ever since COVID, so many people are staying in, so many people are doing nothing, and no one's throwing parties anymore.
We've talked about this.
I think it's it was a 35% decrease since 2004 of people who had. Let me see. It says only 4.1% of Americans attended or hosted a social event on average weekend or holiday in 2023, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's a 35% decrease since 2004. And they go on just talking about how people just aren't getting together enough. I mean, when's the last time have you had any, like, have you been to a house party recently?
I went to a housewarming party.
Okay.
In December.
I like that.
That I sadly was not able to stay very long at, because we also had a dinner reservation that had been on the calendar for months.
As they go.
Yes. But that was pretty much the one house party of the holiday season that
I think I'm entering my house party era.
Yeah.
Because I've found that it's easier to have people over with kids than to do anything else.
Dude,
and I'm like, no, if 10 people want to come over here and do stuff, I'm fine with that, because it's just easier for me.
Yeah.
And what I found is that people our age are very nice about cleaning up after themselves these days. They're nice about cleaning up after the kids these days. Like it's almost like I think my house actually has been ending up cleaner than it was when I started the party, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to lean in this year. Maybe that should, Randy, make sure to remind me to put that on my New Year's resolutions.
The 2024 one or 2025?
That's not funny, Randy. Randy's making I started, so I have my journal that I've kept all my New Year's resolutions in for the last however many years since I got the journal. And this year I started doing my list on the journal, and I was writing down my resolutions, and I realized that I had written 2024 resolutions, not 2025, and it just felt like the worst foot to get off of for the year. It was just really tough.
And you put 0 resolutions.
And I have 0. It's completely stunted me, and I thought about just pay more attention to the small details or something.
So what did you put down?
Will's going to throw
more parties?
I'm going to have people over twice a quarter.
Twice a quarter. All right.
Okay.
Sounds
I like
good.
it. I like it.
I think that's fair.
You and I are going to go to Chesney at the Sphere, so.
True.
Kenny Chesney at the Sphere?
Yeah, he's doing 12 dates in May. You going?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
You're not a part of No Shoes Nation with Randy? What's your problem?
I even have two bottles of the Blue Chair rum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Is it flavored?
Apparently,
It's
back in
pretty
the day, in like the early 2000s, on Hooters Air, they just played Kenny Chesney albums the entire time.
Fuck yeah.
Sign me up. Sounds awesome. I'm a little bummed that my parents stayed at a house where Kenny Chesney wrote down a cocktail recipe and signed it and put it in a book, because everyone that stays there writes down a recipe for something and puts it in this book at the house. And I'm kind of bummed my parents didn't steal it and we could frame it and give it to Randy.
I would love that.
But yeah, y'all get out there. Just y'all party a little bit, man. You know, have some people over.
It's so much easier than going out. It's so much easier.
Bring back house parties.
Yeah, I'm tired of group dinners where everyone's like, all right, well,
see you later.
all right, our Uber's here. All right, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Nope. You can't. It's you can't linger at the group dinner,
you
but
can't,
you
not
can linger
anymore.
at people's houses, and Chapel told us that everything good happens after midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. It's speaking of things that are easier. It's like, okay, well, it rolls around a little late, but hey, maybe you want to pour a little nightcap, put on a record. That's you're right there. Just do it.
I officially love the people who are the last to leave. If you're the last to leave, just know that I'm glad that you're still there.
Sally's probably throwing something at the radio.
No,
right now.
if you're the last to leave and I don't want you there, I will say something. I'll be like, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted. I might tell you just, hey, clean up after yourselves and lock the door. I'm going to bed. But I can't do it anymore.
This was on the Atlantic, by the way. So if you have a New York Times subscription,
if you go to Casey Lewis's Substack newsletter after school, she has a gift link to this column on a recent newsletter of hers from the past week. So you can read it very easily by doing that. That's what I did. Shout out to Casey Lewis. Let's do some wish list items.
Let's do it.
I've got 2 on here, and it's because I don't know what I want.
Okay.
Do I want to spend a bunch of money, or do I want to be safe? I'll start with the spend a bunch of money one. I got some free Nordas last year, but they don't have laces on them. And so I'm very gun shy about wearing them, but they're extremely comfortable and great shoes. Are they worth $300? I don't know because I haven't spent the $300.
Yeah.
But I'm in this market right now currently for a new pair of shoes. Last year I got some Merrill Huckberry shoes, and I wore them so much they just kind of feel dead now. The padding's not there anymore. And I wore them all the time, and I'd wear them out to concerts because they were easy to stand in, everything. So I'm looking for a new pair of performance shoes that can kind of replace these. The 2 on my list are the Norda 001 Cinders, which are the more expensive option and kind of the more fashion forward option, I'd say. Or I can just run back the Merrills that treated me great. Actually, can you go to the middle color on that one?
Yes.
Or I can do the Merrills that are the Merrill Nova 4s for $130 that would probably treat me just fine. And so I'm putting both of them on here just as a little placeholder for myself.
Okay. All right. I also have never owned a pair of Nordas, but I do like the look of them.
The pair that I have is insanely comfortable. But Sally makes fun of me every time I wear them because I don't have laces, and she thinks I'm a little kid.
And I do feel like you can get the 001s from Norda. I feel like they pop up on sale somewhat.
There's
regularly.
somewhere I could find them on sale.
Yeah.
There's somewhere I could find them on sale. I think I might go Norda.
Yeah.
Actually, if I can find them on sale, I'll definitely go Norda. If I can't find them on sale, I might just run back the Merrills.
Yeah.
The Merrills treated me great. I never considered Merrill to be a top tier athletic shoe company for the purposes that I need. Like, I don't know if you'd want to go to the gym. I don't know anything about gym shoes or whatever, but like the way that they treated my feet and every other part of my body because my feet and legs weren't tired, it was a great acquisition last year.
I got the Norda 001 Cinders on sale on Essence for $220 right
Okay.
now. So
Okay. Now you're speaking my language.
yeah,
Now you're speaking my
know,
language.
Little savings there.
Yeah.
If you please.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I finally got the Merrell Winter Mach 3 in Spice that I was a big fan of at the end of last year, and Merrell makes a good product.
They do.
They make a good shoe too.
I feel like an idiot because when I was growing up, my buddy Brady, who you've hung out with, we've had some Guinness with Brady before. He's our New York buddy. His parents were Merrell reps, and so we'd go into his basement every day, and just like the amount of shoes that they had down there was just insane. And now I wish I would have honed in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Got anything on your wish list?
Yeah, I was trying to go inexpensive for y'all. There was a new Uniqlo collaboration with JW Anderson that dropped last week, and there's a couple pairs of jeans that I really liked. But I just straight jeans. There's 3 different variations of washes, and I just pulled them up, and they're basically sold out. So I'm not going to be able to put those on the list. And then the other thing that if this was a day later, our Legacy Spring 25 is about to drop. By the time you are listening to this, it will have come out. A couple of really nice looking pieces there. That's not out yet though. So I'm going with a new line. It's the eponymous label from Aaron Levine, who we've talked about on this podcast before. Ooh. But he basically gets a lot of credit for resurrecting Abercrombie and turning it into what it is now. He's had a hand in Madewell and at Vince and several other places. He's been a consultant for ALD.
He had that Drake's collab.
Yeah, the Drake's collab. Yes. So he's just kind of. He's a fixture on the scene and has helped shape what menswear looks like.
Is this sweater new?
And this yes, and so he has dropped a few kind of like it's kind of come out in ebbs and flows. His new line, again, it's just called Aaron Levine, and this sweater just came out this week. It's it's a ventilated knit, so it's kind of got that really open weave. But this is 100% merino, knitted in Italy. The price reflects all that, and so it's definitely just a wish right now. But I just really love the shape of this.
I do too.
I don't have a nice navy blue sweater at the moment. I've got great black. I've got stuff that's great in black, and I've got some fun colored stuff. But I don't have like a good solid navy sweater, and I love the look of this thing.
I like the black one.
It's kind of crazy expensive.
He had posted about it on his Instagram, and I didn't realize you could just buy it directly from him. I thought it was. I don't know what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I had literally bookmarked his post about it earlier today because I was like, ooh, maybe it's roll neck season.
The roll neck is super cool too. Yeah.
I like how collars look underneath the roll neck for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like I just think it's kind of nice, and it's a good little piece of flair for you.
Yeah, I mean honestly, the cardigan is all the knitwear looks absolutely banging. The cardigan is sweet too.
He's got the sauce right now.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I think that's all she wrote.
Okay,
we went longer than I thought we would today. Freak or don't freak just took forever. All right, guys. Good episode. We'll see you guys later.
Next time.